Hey dorks. In one of my earliest videos on this channel, I took a look at the Power Macintosh 6100. In that video, I came to the conclusion most home users would have made a better choice to buy a Quadra 630 instead of a 6100 back in 1994. There's a link to that video in the description if you haven't seen it. Well, I finally got a 630 on hand, so it's time to see if I was just full of crap about using it back then, and see if it's worth playing with today. Following the release of the first PowerPC-based Macs, Apple released the Quadra 630 alongside the LC 630 and Performa 630. They're all the same machine, they just have different names to denote which kind of customer they were sold to, and what kind of retail bundle they came with. Apple was a bit much with the product lineup in the mid-90s. So why did Apple release a 68K based Mac after the PowerPC machines were already available? I think it was so they could keep some machines in their lineup that cost less than the Power Macs. There weren't a lot of native PowerPC programs out at that point, so what people were doing at home wasn't necessarily taking advantage of the extra grunt that the PowerPC provided yet. The 630 also offered the promise of being able to be upgraded to a PowerPC processor later down the line, so you could get the best of the past and present now, and once the PowerPC has become more entrenched, you could upgrade in the future as well. At least that's the idea. The 630 also had a few features not available on that first generation of Power Macs, and that's video capture stuff. A reworked version of the Macintosh TV's tuner card was available so you could watch TV right on your Mac. This one was even better than the Mac TVs because you could watch TV in a window instead of having to go full screen. Going beyond TV, it also has composite and S-video inputs so you can hook up things like video game consoles and VCRs. The resolutions and frame rates are low, so you're not going to be making the next big 90s blockbuster on this thing, but they're good enough for some fooling around or just using the thing as a TV. The machine I've got on hand today is a Performa 630 CD. I picked this up from Tim at the Byte Shop in Boston back in February. If you're in the Boston area and into old computers, you gotta check this place out. It's not in the best of condition on the outside. Let's check out what it's like on the inside. I've never taken one of these apart before, and I hear it's an adventure. Every time I touch the plastic, I feel like it's gonna crumble. With the back panel off, the logic board slides out. Unlike most older Macs, this one connects with the power supply and other components through an edge connector, just like the Color Classic. To get the power supply out, I have to take off this rear crossbar. The TV card is also contained in this metal piece. The power supply in here is dead, but I have a pile of parts machines to take one from. The hard drive in this thing is IDE, but the CD-ROM drive is SCSI. This was the first Mac with IDE, and it was introduced to cut costs, but it just wasn't very good, so for this restoration I'm just not going to use it. Instead I'll be replacing the CD-ROM drive with a blue SCSI. In my last video I needed a batch of blue SCSIs, so I put in an order with today's sponsor PCBWay, and I had them make me 5 of them. Whether you design your own prototype boards or just want to get an open source hardware project in your hands quickly, PCBWay is the way to go. I was looking through their shared projects recently and came across this Raspberry Pi Pico powered logic analyzer that looks pretty neat. I have a repair video coming soon that this might be perfect for, so I think I'm probably going to get this one. PCBs aren't all they do either. If you need some 3D printing, injection molding, or sheet metal fabrication, they've got you covered there too. If you're making stuff or just like to use stuff from other makers, PCBWay is a great choice for turning these digital ideas into real physical objects that work. I highly recommend giving PCBWay a try. These internal blue SCSIs are a snap to assemble. Just some pins for jumpers, a socket for the Pico, and the SCSI and power connectors. time to design a little bracket so I can mount the Blue SCSI to the drive sled and slide it back into the edge connector. Let's get this thing put back together with some less crumbled side panels sourced from a parts machine. And I think it's time to design a little dealie for the SD card extender so I can access it from the front of the case. I think this is pretty much as good as it's going to get. The buttons on this front panel are disintegrating along with the rest of the plastic. Let's get some software on here and play around. This system originally came with Macintosh System Software 7.1.2p, so that's what I'm putting on it. Can't forget the bundled bloatware. Now that we're all installed, let's check out the showpiece, the TV and video input stuff. The TV card only has a coaxial RF input, and there aren't any more analog TV signals in my area, so I'll have to hook something else up. How about a truly crummy computer to test this out with? This here stands as proof that I'm a software developer. I recently received a mysterious videotape in the mail from my friend DIY. He's got an awesome YouTube channel. Check out the link in the description. Let's hook up my VCR to the S-video port on this thing and see what's on the tape. What the hell? That's unsettling. Let's see what else is on TV. Okay, that was weird. What is going on? I think it's time for some mouse practice.
Hi, I'm going exploring underwater. Want to join me? Move the mouse so the pointer's on me and we can get started. Okay, here we go. Now move the pointer to the pufferfish. Good. Now click the mouse button. Bye. Thanks for joining me. If you want to go underwater again, point to me and click. If you want to stop, click the treasure chest.
Macintosh Basics now. I love this artwork. I remember using something similar to this when I was in school as a kid in the 90s. Did this thing come with any games? Let's try Spectre. How about a benchmark and speedometer? I'm not gonna lie, I expected more. I'm comparing with the runs I did in the 6100 video where I ran it in 68K emulation, and the 6100 runs away with it. This machine is also equipped with a PC compatibility card which can maybe bridge the game gap. It has some advantages over the 6100 version, namely that this one doesn't need a big dongle for the monitor output. Let's try a game. Performance is pretty much the same as the DOS card for the 6100. Not brilliant. How about something more appropriate? Now that's a color scheme I can get behind. See, there are some games that run fine. Well, now that I've done a direct comparison with the 6100, this machine doesn't seem as compelling of an alternative as I thought it would be. At least in terms of speed. It does have a lot more multimedia features with the video input stuff though. From a modern perspective, it's a way more interesting machine to play with nowadays with its weird form factor and multimedia stuff. But back in '94, I'll probably disappoint some folks, but it's a pretty crummy way to go if I'm honest. If you're watching this video back in 1994, I recommend you get a 6100 and a crystal oscillator to overclock it instead. You won't regret it. In 2025, get a 630 because it's just kinda neat. In a crummy way.
Hey everybody, it's Ron from Ron's Computer Videos. How's it going this evening? The Performa 637 CD Money Magazine Edition. And if it wasn't for the fact that these were only offered for a very brief amount of time at kind of some select retailers, I would agree with you. We've been before, haven't we?
I don't think so. Where was it you think we met?
At your house. Don't you remember?
No, I don't. You sure?
Of course. As a matter of fact, I'm there right now.
What do you mean, you're where?
At your house.
It's crazy, man.
Call me. Dial your number. Go ahead. I told you I was here.
How'd you do that?
Ask me.
How'd you get inside my house?
You invited me. It's not my custom to go where I'm not wanted.
Who are you?
Give me back my phone. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Hey.
That 630 is not Crummy. It was just misunderstood.
mine.